I think it's an important topic to understand, and also for women to also know, no matter whether you're the receiver or the giver in your relationship, that your aura is 16 times more densely interwoven than a man's, which means um I have a couple points to make around this. First of all, if you're have anger, inner hidden anger, which I think most of us do, that anger is going to be 16 times more toxic to yourself and your relationship and anybody in your aura, including your children. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you have 16 times more ability to project, beam, create, heal those in your aura, and that's beyond like give or take, or maybe you're the receiver in the relationship, but there's a teaching about how the woman creates the man in her astral body. You have the ability to beam high frequency energy not only around yourself but to your beloved, your loved one, your lover, um, and it's beyond this giver taker teaching. So I just think that that's an important point to make, because I think we're not taught how powerful we are, um, as women, and that's why we practice mantra, and that's why we meditate, it's why we take the time to do these things. And honestly, if you don't think you're angry, chances are it's really hidden deep in you. And like the more cheery, nice girl kind of personality you develop, chances are it's in there and you don't even know it. I'm speaking from experience. And so,
I'll
yeah,
second that.
so it's worth, um, you know, dealing with so that you're not sabotaging yourself and your relationships unknowingly. Um, and stepping into your power to really beam and uplift your husband or your partner, with your projection, and that really begins and ends with your daily practice. There's just no way, no two buts about it. So that's my main points.
I'm really glad that you said that because uh, that is one of the, let's say, trip ups that happen with people in understanding the flow of relationship. Because uh, throughout our world, I'd say it's more so in the East, maybe, but there's the idea of well, in this Piscean age, the patriarchy and all that, there's this idea that the woman was less than the man, and that the man, basically the relationship projection of the past was that the man is always the giver and the woman's always the receiver. And that's where we got into that male female dichotomy so solidly. But the fact is that it doesn't have anything to do with genders, right? Love has its own genders, and a woman can be still be a woman and very strong, but be the giver in the relationship. Absolutely. You've seen couples like that where the woman's just like, and the man's just sort of like, but he's a man. He's doing his thing. He's working, he's being male. But the woman is clearly the giver of the energy in the relationship. You've seen that. You think about it, you've seen it. So the point Jamila is making, which I think is really great, and thank you for that, is that energetically as a woman, you can still be the giver in the relationship, but you also have this whole other power. And the man is one pointed. Fact that happens in the womb. The there's if it's a male child in the 7th month, I believe there's an acid bath, or there's an acid that's released into the womb where one side of the brain gets deadened, so the male is just completely, uh, I think it's right brain, right?
I don't
I don't
remember.
remember which side it is, but there's one it makes the male one pointed. And meanwhile, if it's a female child, both hemispheres stay balanced, and so then the woman has uh, can think on 6 different tracks at one time. This is by nature to take care of the child and so forth. We're going on a different track here, but to Jamila's point is, don't get confused by genders, because a woman can be the receiver or the giver, but the woman has power to create the man in her astral body. And so, and that woman has that creative power in general, can beam on anyone and can be very, very healing.
And the beam is the flow of your soul, and whatever connects you to your soul is going to increase your beam. And I think this, the soul beam is cultivated in many ways. And the most biggest thing that comes to my mind is anything connects to your creative flow. Your creative flow is strengthening your beam. But we're Kundalini yogis, so we're always going to talk about the power of the mantras and the sadhana, your daily
Medi-
practice
Meditation.
um, to strengthen your beam. And it's like picture like that classic Pink Floyd album cover with that light beam, and then it goes into the
The
crystal, and then it
prism.
prism, and then you see the rainbow. I mean, that's something. You are the crystal, and the cosmos is providing that beam, and you can direct it in any way that you want. And if you direct it to your husband or your partner, you're filling that container that you're a part of. So you're getting it and they're getting it, and that's when the upward spiral happens, rather than the downward spiral, which we live in a gravity well planet, and anything by default is going to be going down. So that's why I need to work on making it go up.
You always got to keep up. And
You got to keep up.
it was a good point about that.